This is Nancy Leader on the Zeta Report.
Is global warming baloney? Hacked email files from the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, would indicate that it is not only baloney, but a fraud. In November 2009, these incriminating files were stolen from the University of East Anglia in the UK. Mirrored in many parts of the world, they were impossible to retrieve. There was discussion on deleting emails, so they would not be available to a Freedom of Information request, and discussion on how to manipulate data to disguise a cooling trend. Phil Jones, the man in charge, resigned in disgrace. But haven't we been increasing the amount of CO2 by burning fossil fuels like oil and gas and coal? Aren't we responsible for rising sea levels and horrific droughts? Don't we have to change our ways and go green or suffer horribly? Out with the old, in with the new, the windmills and solar panels and hybrid cars. The theory was that CO2 and other man-made emissions would trap heat within the atmosphere. But is this true? Always debatable, thousands of scientists disagreed, stating the evidence was that the upper atmosphere was cooling, not heating, and that any heating was attributable to an almost continuous El Nino, undersea volcanoes in Indonesia warming the ocean. Remove the El Nino factor and the globe has not been warming. Here's the normal ocean temperature. And here is the El Nino effect, with warm water rushing the Americas. El Ninos have been running almost continuously lately. There was a strong El Nino in 1997, another in 2002, 2004, 2006, and according to NOAA, El Nino conditions have been in place in the equatorial Pacific Ocean since June 2009. How is it that the oceans, so very deep and so very cold, have warmed up? Meteorologists will tell you that the effect of air warming is air turbulence, not warmer oceans. Zeta Talk, July 15th, 1995. So why are we frantically holding climate conferences and taxing carbon emissions? For one thing, this does make us change our ways. If the establishment feels they can't tell us yet about the pending passage of Planet X and all the havoc it will cause, they can push us to get ready in other ways. Don't look for imported oil. Get a windmill instead. Don't eat so much beef from those farting cows. Eat more vegetables, and, by the way, grow them yourself. CO2, after all, just causes rainforests and kelp to grow faster. It's not what's causing our erratic weather and rising sea levels. That has to do with Planet X, that bully planet in the vicinity, churning the core of the Earth so the Earth is warming from the bottom up, and volcanic activity, like nonstop El Nino, is breaking all records. And what of Al Gore, his movie An Inconvenient Truth, and all the acclaim he has received around the globe? Is Al Gore stupid? Are the people at the UN stupid? Per the Zetas, this is all a cover to confuse the populace so they don't look to the skies and see evidence of Planet X. But the increase in earthquake and volcanic activity aren't caused by an increase in CO2, and the public is beginning to sense this. Al Gore went forward like a sacrificial goat to tout the line, knowing that eventually he would be shamed for this. Now those in charge of the cover-up are stunned and not sure how to proceed. Zeta Talk, November 28, 2009. Gore is on the run, avoiding questions during book signings and canceling engagements. For the Zetas, Gore chose this role to placate the public during the years when he knew an admission from the government would not be forthcoming. His goal, like the victory gardens that Michelle Obama promotes, was to get the public to make adjustments that would benefit them eventually. Those who have electricity in the years after the pole shift will be doing so via windmills and water mills. For the Zetas, there's nothing else that Al or Michelle can do, given the ongoing cover-up. Gore would be imprisoned if he talked, as he learned his facts about Planet X from NASA and his stint in the White House. By law, he could be prosecuted. Zeta Talk, April 7, 2007. Meanwhile, the controversy continues, and it doesn't seem the rest of the world is at all enthusiastic about reducing CO2 emissions.
Until next time on the Zeta Report, I'm Nancy Leader.